earlier. That's right. Ow! Ow! Look at that.
It's a crocodile gecko.
Oh.
It's crazy how you can barely see it. And I know it's there.
This is a leopard gecko, and you can get one for about $30. And this is Chicken Strip, our albino Nile monitor, clocking in at almost $40,000. Whoa! And as you can see, there's different lizards that come at way different price points. Let's dive into that and see which one's best for you. So let's start with the cheapest monitor. Now there may be cheaper monitors out there, but here at the Reptarium, our Ackie monitor, Cherry Pop, heading into this video, firstly, I want to tell you guys that these animals are all priceless when it comes to our heart. If we're talking about educational wise and retail wise, you can get a beautiful little Ackie monitor for about $500. Not to mention, you don't need that big of a setup. She's not going to crush your bank account, the small amount of food that she eats. Ackie monitors come from Australia, more of a desert-like biome, and they are absolutely beautiful. You can see that red sandy color on the back. And if you want the intelligence of like an Asian water monitor, but you don't have the space for it in your house, you can get a little Ackie monitor because they're just as smart as intelligent, but they're pocket sized. Why? Is there food out right now? Why did he do that? This is Beetlejuice, our Bell's Face lace monitor. Look at the beautiful colors on him. He's one of my favorites here because you can just look at him, that black and that white, that yin yang, just like Perdita really gets you. But honestly, you can get a guy like this for maybe about $5,000, which I know that seems like a lot, but compared to the monitor lizards that we have here and are out there in the world, that's actually a pretty cheap price for an amazing monitor lizard. Same with the Ackie monitor. These guys also come from Australia. Australia is like a mecca, a hub for amazing animals and reptiles. We definitely have to go there. That was definitely my dad's favorite country to visit, that in Africa. So that's definitely on the bucket list. Maybe one day we can chase down a Bell's Face lace monitor. Maybe get our hands on one. But for now, we'll just hang out with Beetlejuice.
Since we're talking about the cheapest and most expensive lizard, you only had $20 and you had to bring your man on a date. Where would you go?
On a date? I'd probably bring him to oh wait, is laser tag more expensive than $20? Bowling. Bowling you can do for $20, right? Yeah.
Oh, what happened? What? Oh my God, you scared the heck out of me. Did you hear that?
I went to close the door and he must have been up here or something.
Well, now that I have you here, Mike, if you only had $20 and you had to bring your girl on a date, where would you go?
$20. God, you can't do anything for $20.
I know,
Maybe
this economy.
Maybe just for a drive. That pays for gas. Yeah, just go for a drive. Listen
That's
to
a long
music.
drive. $20 is a long drive. That's how much I spend in a week.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Maybe 30.
It's $3.30 a gallon.
Well, I mean, if I fill up my tank halfway full, that's about how much gas I need.
Maybe McDonald's.
And as you saw earlier, that's right, this albino Nile monitor, Chicken Strip, can clock in at around $40,000. He's really priceless. And wow, he's a little flighty guy, but he's truly priceless because as far as the world knows, he's the only one in existence. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about rarity. One of one. So it really comes down to whatever people are willing to pay for an animal like our Nile monitor. I know we're talking about lizard, but for example, Perdita, she is a golden child cow reticulated python, and someone's literally offered us over $100,000 for her. That isn't necessarily her price, but that's for the rarity of a beautiful animal like Perdita. That's what some people are willing to pay. But of course, we did not accept that $100,000 offer, and God knows what somebody would be willing to pay for this beautiful Nile monitor, Chicken Strip. But no matter what we did get offered, there's no way we'd accept any price because he's our pet, he's our family, and at the end of the day, all these animals are priceless. Maybe monitors are not your style. What about
Skinks? Not the most expensive lizard that we have, but you know what? A blue-tongued skink like Irwin is a northern blue-tongued skink, and this guy's gonna run you about $200. Now, I know, again, a lot of people think that's a lot of money, which $200 is $200. At the same time, you're not paying 10, 15 grand, 20 grand. Now, there are some skinks that will get you up. Look at that blue tongue. Come on, Irwin. So the kids, kids absolutely love blue tongue skinks, mainly because their tongue is blue. I mean, how cool is that? You know, the ward off predators, everything is venomous, poisonous. These guys just act poisonous because bright colors. But it's really nothing to them. But really good pet. Next up, we're talking monkey-tailed skinks. The only skink with a prehensile tail. Now, these guys are a little bit more difficult to take care of. Now, what I mean by that is, one, they also need a huge enclosure with lots of climbing spaces because these guys are mainly arboreal. That's about it. Ha ha ha. Hence the monkey tail. Also, really bad bites, so you never want to get bit by one of these. But They used to be only wild caught, and now there's a lot more captivity breeding going on, which is really hard because they have to mate for life. These guys, I always say, are a lot like people. They find a love of their life, they stick with them forever. They have a kid maybe every couple of years. If you're really, really lucky, twins, which rarely happens. But these guys will run about 1,000 to 1,500. It always depends on like the coloration and stuff. So we have 2 of these guys. We're hoping that they'll breed. She's looking a little plump right now, so we're hoping that's a good thing. And her nails suck so bad. But these guys, again, a little bit more tricky to take care of, a little bit bigger enclosure than a blue tongue, but it's still really, really cool skinks. Right, Wilma? Yeah. Ow! Ow! Look at that. It's not even that bad. It's just all the tiny little micro cuts.
Now, $1 million for a date is a different story. I mean, we're going traveling, you know what I mean? We're gonna hit Indonesia, Australia, we're gonna hit Africa and go see reptiles all over the world. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of the money. Maybe buy a couple houses, you know? What's up, dude?
What's up?
What are you doing?
We're cleaning some monitors.
If you had $1 million and you wanted to bring the girl out on a date, where are you guys going?
McDonald's in Australia.
McDonald's?
McDonald's? I always want to go to Australia. Bucket list.
You have $1 million. You're going to Australia is gonna be what, $3,000, and then you're gonna go to McDonald's, like $30. What are you gonna do with the rest of the money?
You know how many chicken nuggets you could buy?
Hey.
Oh my god, you scared me. I thought you were Mike. Hi.
Thank goodness I'm not.
I know. That would have been scary.
So a question for you.
Yeah.
If you had $1 million, where are you and the hubby going?
I've
Never heard of that. Where is that? Is that in New Zealand?
No, I probably would take a trip around. Ooh, I would go to Japan. I would go to Australia.
Well, Mike's going to Australia. You could meet him there.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's gonna be at McDonald's for a while.
Yeah. Well, maybe just like accidentally miss each other. Probably like everywhere in the world, because $1 million, you could go everywhere. You could literally do a world tour.
And last but not least, guys, we have Mr. Potato. I love Potato. Obviously, Mr. Brian loved Potato. He was the first escapee here at the zoo. He made it to the back door and then fell asleep right there. This guy is a Centralian blue tongue skink, and I believe there's less than 5 in the US. I'm not exactly sure exactly how many are left, but unfortunately, Mr. Brian told me that they were all male, which means we can't breed them anymore. So unfortunately, the Centralian blue tongue skink, once they all perish due to everything, natural causes, stuff like that, there aren't going to be any more of these guys in the US because Australia stopped all import exploitation unless somebody from a different country that can import them in here is breeding these guys, which I don't know of anybody that is. Again, I don't keep tabs with everybody, but this guy's about 10 grand, and I know that's like also, depending on all the other lizards that we talk about, isn't that much, but also for a blue tongue skink, 10 grand is a lot of money. The Centralians, I just love his coloration. He's got those bronzes and the golds, and Potato's just, he's so good, and he just loves people, and kids love him. There's so many people that Potato's their favorite animal here at the Rep, and he's up there on my list, but he always poops on me when I pull him out, so that's not that fun.
Or maybe you think, man, that skink skinks. You want something a little more chill, something a little more cute, like
geckos. Rocky here, our leopard gecko. He's a little bit of a morph, so he's not exactly the cheapest. But leopard geckos, on average, especially if you're just getting a normal, they're probably one of the cheapest and most popular pet geckos. They're really great for pets too. They're pretty friendly, as you can see. He's one of the ones I love to pull out for kids and stuff when they come to the Reptarium. They always love him. They're good size. You can actually handle them. They're usually pretty good eaters too. You don't have to worry about them going off food very often. So yeah, they make really great pets. You know, on the cheaper end of the scale as far as geckos go. Speaking of geckos, we got a little hatchling over here.
What is it, Jess?
It's a gargoyle gecko. It's a nice little stripy guy. Oh, come here. So this one too, it should end up looking pretty nice. It doesn't have very good like laterals, but you could tell it's gonna have some nice like stripes on its back where they're nice and concentrated. This guy's pretty crazy. But if you were looking for something not like very cheap and wanted something a little bit more mid-range, this one here is a lily white. They've actually come down quite a bit. These guys run probably around $800 roughly. When they first came out, they were the first genetic morph, so they were super expensive probably 5-10 years ago. But now they're probably more of like a good mid-range animal if you wanted to get something super pretty, super easy to take care of. They make great pets. I love crested geckos. I actually will recommend crested geckos to people over leopard geckos, especially if you don't like bugs. You don't have to do as much bugs with these. It's good to give them bugs for enrichment. It's also good for them, but you don't have to do it every single day. You could do it maybe once a week.
If you guys had $1 million to go out on a date, where are you going? Pretty much money's off the table. What would be the best date that you could have?
I'm buying plane tickets somewhere. I don't know where. Somewhere. I mean, that you can go for $1 million, and that's what I'm
I
doing.
think you can actually buy like a galactic air ticket and we could go to space, like
I
on the
have too much anxiety for that.
Okay. A singular plane ticket? But where are we going? We have $1 million.
No, I mean, we go around the world. Like, we can go wherever, somewhere, and we're going, and then we figure it out from there. We have $1 million.
Honestly, I was thinking like all three of us squirrel suits. We're taking a hot air balloon ride up, but we have Chef Gordon Ramsay on the hot air balloon. He's cooking us dinner, right? We eat the dinner, we hang out, drink a little wine. Bubba's drinking his bottle. After, we jump out of the hot air balloon down into Dubai. We're in Dubai. We land on camels' backs and we ride into the city.
This is like imagining, like you're just imagining like something that could never happen. Mine could happen. This doesn't make me excited.
It's crazy how you can barely see it. And I know it's there.
I know, I showed my grandparents these ones yesterday. They were both sitting on the same fork and they didn't see.
No way.
If you're looking for a high-end gecko, I would go with a lychee. This one here is a dark morph, so she's got that beautiful like black coloration. They're probably the most expensive like geckos you could get like commonly. They're very similar care to like a crested gecko, very easy to care for. They just eat a lot more. These guys could sell anywhere from like $5,000 to $8,000, especially at this size. But honestly, they're pretty rare to get them like this coloration, so it's honestly more like what people are willing to pay for them.
I mean, you think, oh man, let's get going away from those animals, and you're thinking, Agama want
Agamas. We have lots of agamas here at the Reptarium, but right now we're going to talk about bearded dragons. This is Brad. He is our bearded dragon king. Bearded dragons, if you go to like a pet shop, probably you can find one for like $200. But you know, if you're going on Craigslist or anything like that, these guys are popular pets. You probably could get somebody giving one away for free. So I definitely recommend adopting if you are looking to get a bearded dragon. If you're looking for a more mid-range agama, we've got the ornate Uromastyx here, and this is the male, and you can tell just because of how pretty he is. He's got all the blues. The females are a little bit more dull in color, but that's okay. They're still queens. I hated that I said that. So these guys will run you probably like $300 to $500 actually. So they're a little bit more expensive than the beardies, but they're great. Not a lot of people have these as pets either, I believe. If you want to like pull out an animal that's kind of like a whoa, what's that? Uromastyx are your guys.
I have a lightsaber duel.
These are the ones that when I started here, they were just hatched. So I raised them since they were yay long, tiny. Now they're getting so big. So the frilled lizards, these guys can go up to like $1,000 because there's not a lot of captive bred ones. You don't see people with these as pets as much, but they're amazing. They kind of have the personality of a bearded dragon. So I mean, if you're looking for that wow factor a little bit different, you're gonna have to pay what, like $800 more to get one of these guys. But I mean, they've got puppy dog personality. They're really cute. They're really inquisitive. You can see this one's like kind of like looking around, checking me out. This one, I don't know what he's doing because he's on the back of my head. Yeah, frilled lizards, $1,000. Cha-ching.
It's Tegu time. All right, honestly, Tegus are actually one of my favorite lizards. How can you not love this big, beautiful beast of an animal? So of course we got Terrence here. This is just a black and white Tegu. The most plain, regular, cheap, but still creme de la creme of the Tegus. Don't get me wrong, I love the other colors that they come in, the albinos, the white and black, which don't forget is different from the black and white. I love them all, but black and white to me is literally my favorite. It looks so good. These guys right here, you can get for literally, I've seen them at reptile shows for as cheap as $200-$300. And sometimes if you get like really teeny tiny babies, I've even seen those go as cheap as like $150. Now don't forget that $150-$200 little lizard that you're gonna get is gonna turn into this. Of course we have, oh gosh, Goldie. Okay, and of course we have this beautiful albino Tegu here, and don't get me wrong, I love these. They are beautiful. Still not my favorite. A little bit more expensive than the black and white, but still not the most expensive. Say hi, Goldie. Of course, we have beautiful Mushu here. Honestly, let me tell you guys the truth. The girls like to call her like Aurora or something, but I like Mushu. Anyways, this is the creme de la creme of the Tegus that we have here. Red pattern is just absolutely gorgeous. She is going in the shed right now, so she's a little bit dull, but I'll tell you, when she is shed out, this thing pop beautiful. But the red Tegus have been known to have a little bit more attitude. Now Aurora here, she is a part of our education program, and here's the other thing that I'll say. 90% of Tegus, they don't want to be held. They are ground species of lizard, therefore they want to be on the ground. And watch, I'll show you. Perfect.
So obviously there's a bajillion more lizards out in the world. We kind of just went over what we had at the Reptarium. Oh, did you just give me a little boop? Just like iguanas. And remember, it's not about the price tag of the animal. You could get a bearded dragon for free. Love him so much, just like he's your own family member. Or you can buy a $10,000 French bulldog and he'll love you just the same as that free bearded dragon. So it's not about the price tag. None of that really matters. Let us know your favorite pet that you own is and how much did you get them for? I would love to find that out. Speaking about,
hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you in the next one.